The following presentation is brought to you by Precision Sports Entertainment and Liquid Image Production Group.
Jenkinson's Pier on the Jersey Shore. Welcome to the second annual Super Steel Fit Championship here in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. I'm the New Jersey native, Kenny Santucci. Alongside me, my beautiful co-host, Heather Houseworth.
Thank you, Kenny. It's wonderful to be back at Point Pleasant Beach. We have an amazing day of fierce competition lined up for everyone. And here's how it's going to work. We have amateurs competing alongside professional athletes.
The newer steel fitters will compete in the scaled division. The RX is for the extreme athletes. And this year, the executive division has been added for athletes 40 and over. Each of our athletes has gone through one of 4 qualifiers to get here.
And the winner of the RX division is not only going to get the coveted title, but also a $2,000 cash prize.
$2,000 seems pretty good to do what you love. Well, for those of you who don't know, we define Super Steel Fit as functional movement performed at its highest intensity. But next, we'd like to introduce you to the voice of Monmouth University, an ESPN contributor, and our third in command here today, Matt Harmon. Matt, what do you got for us?
Kenny, thanks so much. Hard to talk about anything on the beach without mentioning the weather, which today is absolutely spectacular. As we get set for our 3 rounds of competition, 3 different WODs. The acronym for that, Workout of the Day, part of a Super Steel Fit Championship. It should be spectacular. In WOD 1, the athletes will begin with a 250-meter run cash-in. The athletes are placed in lane positions based on how they finished in the qualifiers. Those who finished at the top will begin closest to the gate, and the distance will increase in descending order of their qualifier finish. When the athletes return from their 250-meter soft sand run, they'll begin an AMRAP, which means as many rounds as possible in the time allotted. They'll do a farmer's carry where they literally carry a steel plate using their hands for approximately 25 meters. The men will carry 45-pound plates, the women 25 pounds. Then they will alternate that with a set of 25 air squats. All of these activities will be done with a weighted vest on their person. 40 pounds for the men, 20-pound vest for the women. When they finish, they'll begin a new round, as many rounds as they can complete in the 6 minutes. The athletes from each division will compete in a second WOD, and the top qualifiers from those 2 WODs will advance to the final WOD, which will determine the Super Steel Fit champion. Heather?
So a former Springdale, Arkansas police officer comes to Jenkinson for the first time to compete for the Super Steel Fit Championship.
She hails from CrossFit Arcs in Toms River. She's a level 1 CrossFit trainer, former All-American and All-SEC track athlete at the University of Arkansas. She qualified for the 2013 and 2014 Regional CrossFit Games, and she's a former New Jersey High School state champion. She returns today from a week of competition out on the West Coast, and she joins Kenny now.
Standing here with Lauren Connor, a heavy favorite today in today's competition. Lauren, how do you prepare for an event like this?
Well, you try to always be prepared all around. What I really like about Steel Fit is that it puts me a little bit out of my comfort zone. My comfort zone is the barbell. This is everything but the barbell, so I try to focus a little bit more on body weights.
In the Toms River qualifier, you tied for first place, beating out Michelle Whistler, who took second last year here at Jenks. How do you feel about coming in as a heavy favorite this year?
Oh, Michelle is such a strong competitor and athlete. She's great to have out there with me. I think that we're going to be next to each other, so I think that should pan out well for a great competition and great result.
Now, do you set the pace by what she's doing or what you're doing?
Oh, no, you always need to stay within yourself and listen to your body and know your game going into it.
Now, a former NCAA athlete, former police officer, and you find yourself in the mix of this CrossFit world. How'd that happen?
Well, I was born and raised in Waretown, New Jersey. Wanted to come back. I missed competing, so this seemed like a logical thing to do.
And you're pretty good at it, right?
It's working out so far.
No, I noticed before you were having a little lat trouble. What was that all about?
Well, I guess, the new problems of fitness is your sports bra or something's too small because now your muscles don't fit in it.
That's a good problem to have. Lauren, I wish you the best of luck in today's competition.
Thank you very
Best to you, and back to you guys.
Thank you, Kenny. The men's skill division is getting ready to start, but they will be without a returning champion to defend his title. Stephen Mole won the men's scale division a year ago. A few weeks back, he was in China competing as a member of the Keene University soccer team, and Mole tore his MCL, attempting an awkward tackle. That leaves the door open for one of these other competitors who have trained so hard to get here today.
Guesses.
Okay.
One of our competitors in the Women's RX has been called a super mom. Angela Salvio, co-founder of CrossFit Salus, contributes for Manhattan-based Red Book magazine, as well as Cosmo, as their fitness expert. She's a wife, a level 1 CrossFit instructor, a mother to 2 young twins.
If you are wanting an RX and going for first place, make sure that whoever was
Her and her husband also find time to raise money for cancer.
I really don't see it as extraordinary. I don't feel like I have to give a lot of energy to do the things that I love.
Cancer is something Salvio and her family know too personally.
Gino was diagnosed with cancer about 10 years ago, and I felt like I got hit by a truck.
The couple overcame cancer, but struggled to have children for a long time.
I was on my last month of putting any energy and any mental energy that I had left into it, and that was the month that we got pregnant. God took over. So we had twins.
I do that for my niece and my husband, both cancer survivors.
Every moment that I was struggling, I just thought of my niece and how hard she had to fight. But she beat cancer.
Wow, supermom Angela Salvio. She'll be competing in the Women's RX division coming up shortly. But the men's scale division is underway right now. Let's take a look in and see how they're doing.
Really good pace going for Daniel Burnett. He hasn't slowed down at all, and we are coming up on 4 minutes in to this first heat of the men's scale division.
No, I don't tweet. I don't tweet. I don't hashtag. I don't any of that. It's pointless, man. Stop looking at your phone and look at the world.
In just a few minutes, we're going to catch up with the 2013 champion who returns today from CrossFit Valley Forge to defend his crown. When we return for the New Jersey Army National Guard feature, Defending the Title.
Hey guys, what's up? I forgot my phone.
The Scion FRS makes everything epic. Scion, what moves you?
This is no ordinary day. Come on and get away.
It's great family fun at Jenkinson's Boardwalk and Aquarium in Point Pleasant Beach. Ride, eat, splash, play, and bounce around the boardwalk for one low price. And there's tons of free fun, fireworks, movies, concerts, and much more. Go to jenkinsons.com.
Come on and get away.
What don't you like about protein bars?
Often tastes like cardboard.
So powdery?
Tastes chalky.
This is my new Chef Robert Irvine Fit Crunch protein bar that's going to blow your socks off. Try it, tell me what you think of it. That's delicious.
Very good. I love it.
We've got a 16 gram, or we have a 30 gram. This doesn't taste like a protein bar. Can I have this?
It tastes like meat in a candy bar and it's good for you. I've never heard of such a thing.
This segment of the Super Steelfoot Championships is brought to you by the New Jersey Army National Guard, NutriShop, vitamins, sports nutrition, weight loss, and Jackie Boys Fitness. Because, yeah.
As the men's RX division gets set for their very first WOD, we've got a returning champion today here to defend his title. The New Jersey Army National Guard now presents Defending the Title.
And our winner today from CrossFit Proven, Casey Haynes.
A lot of people will say, oh my gosh, I remember you because of your hair. I'm definitely one of those people who was born in the wrong time, the wrong generation. I'm not on the internet, I don't have Facebook, I don't have Twitter or any of that kind of stuff. I like old music, and I avoid technology as much as possible, man. I'll go for days without carrying a phone. Facebook and everything, it doesn't make sense to me. I was trying to make fire this morning with 2 sticks in my backyard. I really like watching like nature survival shows, and they're always making fire with sticks, and I was sitting out here this morning not doing anything, and I thought it can't be that hard, and it's actually pretty hard. I wasn't very successful, but it was worth a try, you know. I'm blaming the wood was wet. I definitely am a person that needs to compete, and I need competition in my life. Sitting here talking about it gets me jacked up. You know, I love competing, I love going out there, I love the rush, I love the adrenaline. I'd compete tomorrow if I could. As far as winning and stuff, I want it bad. I want it really bad. It's definitely something that drives me to really put my all into everything that I'm doing.
But unlike a year ago, Casey, who hails from CrossFit Valley Forge, does not come into Jenkinson's in the driver's seat. He finished second in the Toms River qualifier to Anthony Vasquez from CrossFit Shrewsbury. He
was a strong athlete, and you know, just looking from our qualifier alone, it's not going to be an easy run this year, for sure. I got to spend some time on the beach in the past couple weeks, training on the beach, doing all that kind of stuff, getting used to the atmosphere, the air, you know, the sun being on you 24/7. One of my big takeaways from last year was getting used to being in that level of hurt in the middle of a workout and being able to thrive and push through that stuff. So I think this year, you know, if anything, I know that I'll be mentally ready to push myself as far as I need to go.
And now it's time, the men's RX division ready to kick it off. They will separate the top qualifiers into 3 different heats. Casey Haynes will be in the second heat. In this one, the man that beat Casey in the qualifier, Anthony Vasquez, is in lane 1. David Syverson, CrossFit Bison, stood on that podium with Casey a year ago as a 3rd-place finisher in 2013. He is in lane 2. Juan Vasquez, the brother of Anthony, in lane 9, both from CrossFit Shrewsbury.
And this is it, Matt. This is where the big boys play. The men's RX division. This is the big show.
Off they go. 3 heats are scheduled. A total of 36 scheduled competitors. Let's see the difference of what we've seen up until this point. Anthony Vasquez out of CrossFit Shrewsbury, his box. He is the top overall qualifier in a stack division, which also has defending champion Casey Haynes coming in heat number 2.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because all morning long we've been seeing people get 3, 4, maybe even 5 rounds here.
Also keep an eye on lane 2, David Syverson out of CrossFit Bison. He was a 3rd-place winner a year ago. We're getting our first athletes coming back in. First back into the area, his box, Transformed CrossFit, lane 5, Patrick Long. We're going to take a short break. Anthony Vasquez actually made his turn early. He then had to double back and lost his lead, ended up in 9th position. By the time he entered the athletic arena, he had already moved back into the 6th spot. We'll see if he can make up some more ground. We'll be right back.
Seriously?
What's up with your neighbor?
I told him about getting my Scion, how their pure process saved me time, and how surprisingly easy it was to buy my car.
No way.
He's at the Scion website now,
Holy shit, nuts.
building his car online.
Sound of a new car.
Confirmation email from the dealer.
Oh yeah, that is getting a Scion.
His name is Todd.
His name is Todd.
That's what I'm talking about.
Jackie Boys Fitness. Why get equipped by Jackie Boys? Because yeah, custom rigs, specialty bar, bumper plate, kettlebells, rings, bungees, boxing gear. We have your everyday basics. Located in Doylestown, PA, we're close enough to help you out. We are your Steel Fit Championship equipment provider. So why get equipped by Jackie Boys? Because yeah.
Unleash your natural energy. with new Body Glove Surge. The first proven all-natural energy shot with the power of protein, green tea, and coconut. It's 200% more effective than 5-hour energy in raising energy levels, speeding reaction time, and increasing mental focus. Natural energy unleashed with new Body Glove Surge. Surge your workout, surge your day, surge your life.
This segment of the Super Steel Fit Championships is brought to you by Scion, NutriShop, vitamins, sports nutrition, weight loss, and CrossFit Annex. Welcome back. The men's RX Heat 1 almost done. What a turnaround. Anthony Vasquez has made up some ground. He's still in this thing. Let's look in.
Got that little bit of extra of a run, and he's just making it look easy. And he's also using that unorthodox style of pressing off the knees. We're seeing it all along the board.
Off the turn of the last farmer's walk, Juan Vasquez was in front. Anthony Vasquez looked like he had caught up and maybe passed David Syverson a little bit. We could have brother versus brother here with 90 seconds to go. Who will be the top point getter out of this first heat? This is the men's RX division. As Kenny said, this is where the big boys play.
You know what? And you could see it. The teams that show up with multiple competitors on it, those competitors normally do a lot better than everyone else for the simple fact that they have competitors on their level competing with them every day, all day.
It's maybe taken him a little bit, but Anthony Vasquez, the top qualifier, seems to have found his stride. Former Division I soccer player, a conference player of the year at Monmouth University. He is banging out the air squats right now with 45 seconds to go in this first heat of the men's RX division.
You know what, we're seeing a lot better performances right here just in this first heat of how people are not slowing down at all. I mean, none of these guys are taking a break whatsoever. They're driving off the knees and they're coming right up. And you're noticing a lot of these guys are unbuttoning their vests and letting their vests hang down and letting it drape off them. I mean, I think that technique's working for a lot of these guys.
There goes Anthony Vasquez trying to pick up the pace, get a couple extra meters. He is clearly in first position right now. Vasquez with 5 seconds left. Can he get across the line? Last little bit of effort, and Anthony Vasquez, the top qualifier, finishing up that first heat in dramatic and pretty impressive fashion. Heather will talk to Anthony down on the sand in just a minute, but Kenny, let's take a look at the early misread of Vasquez. He takes the turn about 10 meters early, then has to double back, and at the time, it looked like it might cost him dearly. He stayed consistent, and by the 1 minute mark, he was within striking distance of overtaking the rest of the field, and did so in the last minute. Heather is down with Anthony now. Heather?
Hey, I'm here with Anthony Vasquez from CrossFit Shrewsbury. Anthony, that was killer, especially the last 10 seconds. How did you make it these last 25 meters?
Well, I messed up on a 250-yard run, so I figured I had to push as hard as I could the whole way, and I ended up doing that. So,
tell me about the sand and what impact that had on your workout.
That got to you really fast. Definitely fatiguing on your legs, a lot of lactic buildup, but now time to recover for the next workout.
So did you practice this squat beforehand? Were you familiar with it?
Never have. Nope. First time I did it was right now.
And so what did you do to really prepare? What was the most difficult part?
Just stay mentally into it. We know the sand's going to be a little tough on our legs, but stay mentally into it and you'll be fine.
All right, good luck, and I'll see you later today. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. Let's listen in now to the voice of Armin Melanese.
And in lane 1, and our number 2 ranked men's RX and last year's men RX champion, Casey Haynes.
There it is, this heat, Casey Haynes, CrossFit Valley Forge, Jason D'Agostino, CrossFit Garwood, and Kevin Som from ZS Fitness. That's coming up next. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, what's up? I forgot my phone.
The Scion FRS makes everything epic. Scion, what moves you?
Jackie Boys Fitness. Why get equipped by Jackie Boys? Because yeah, custom rigs, specialty bar, bumper plate, kettlebells, rings, bungees, boxing gear. We have your everyday basics. Located in Doylestown, PA, we're close enough to help you out. We are your Steel Fit Championship equipment provider. So why get equipped by Jackie Boys? Because yeah.
This is no ordinary day. Come on and get away.
It's great family fun at Jenkinson's Boardwalk and Aquarium in Point Pleasant Beach. Ride, eat, splash, play, and bounce around the boardwalk for one low price. And there's tons of free fun. Fireworks, movies, concerts, and much more. Go to jenkinsons.com.
Come on and get away.
This segment of the Super Steelfoot Championships is brought to you by the New Jersey Army National Guard, Scion, and Aero Athletics.
The men's RX division, Kenny, hard to get through anybody in this heat.
So we are back, and the men's RX is underway. Casey Haynes back into the arena in the second spot from the run. Christopher Contino, South Mountain CrossFit, was the first man back in. You know, Kenny, there are a host of physicians and athletic trainers on hand here to make sure that any injuries are treated. North Jersey Orthopedic Group is contributing to that cause. Let's pause for a moment and hear from Dr. Rob Masella.
We are here today at the SteelFit Championships here at Jenkinson's on the beach in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Part of North Jersey Orthopedics, I'm Dr. Robert Masella. We are proud to represent the medical team that supports this SteelFit Championships. Orthopedic surgeons covering the event, we are here to help the athletes, not only today, but in the previous 4 qualifiers, to keep them in the event, keep them at their best, help them recover from injuries. So we're excited. We're actually in the new facility today in our new location in Verona, New Jersey, 799 Bloomfield Avenue, Suite 111. Our main office is in Wayne, New Jersey. Our group is specialties, heavy in trauma. Sports medicine is my specialty. We have total joint replacement, spine surgery, and pediatrics. Come walk-ins if you want to just come in and say hello. We'll see you then. Thanks.
There goes McVaugh again. He is your leader right now, lane number 10. Being chased heavily, lane 3. Kevin Saab, he has picked up the pace, makes the turn, 12 meters on the way back. It could be those two doing battle to see who takes the top spot here in the second heat. About 30 seconds to go here in the second heat. McVaugh has been impressive in lane 10. Kevin Saab, lane 3. He will dick down and pick up the pace and take off. It is now lane 3. Kevin Saab, unofficially, he is your leader with 15 seconds to go. Watch Saab make the turn. Look at him dig into the soft sand, cross over the line, try to bang out a couple more air squats with 5 seconds left in this heat.
Just so smooth.
Casey Haynes finished third in his heat. We'll see how his score rates overall with the other 2 heats. Heather is down to the sand, catching up with Casey now.
I'm joined by Casey Haynes from CrossFit Valley Forge. Casey, returning champ. You did great, you crushed it, and in 6 minutes you're exhausted. Tell me, what was the strategy?
Just kind of move, just try to put your head down and move. There's a couple guys were moving a little faster than I was, so just got to keep up.
And it started off with a run. I mean, you started off with a lead and then you got a little bit behind, but you really made up for it in the end. How did you keep that endurance?
I knew I wasn't going to be good on the run, so I just tried to move as fast as I could on the air squats and make up as much ground as I could.
And did you practice the squad beforehand?
I did some miscellaneous stuff with it, like farmer's carries and things, but never all the way through.
How was it all together?
Nasty. That was hard. Yeah.
You made it look so easy. Hey, reserve some energy and we'll catch up later today, okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay, Heather, the third heat of the men's RX WOD 1 was fierce. Corey Lunny, CrossFit Shrewsbury, John Badala, CrossFit KOA, and Dallas Oano from CrossFit Hoboken were the top-ranked competitors in that heat. But it was a young man named Kevin Varno from CrossFit Sayreville who turned it on and finished with the best overall score for WOD 1. Corey Lunny had command of this heat most of the way through. Let's take a look at the moment Kevin Varno overtook him.
We've been seeing this last 90 seconds, that last minute of time, guys really start to pick it up, really crush this workout and make it look easy. You know, this is like I said, this is one of those workouts. 6 minutes, all-out effort. You got to push yourself because after that 6 minutes, you got a break. So push yourself as hard as you can right now.
Lunny clearly in first place in this heat with 30 seconds left. He's got an opportunity to get up back and maybe add a couple more reps. Now, keep in mind, he might be doing great in this heat, but we don't know quite yet where he stacks up in relation to heats 1 and 2, in which we saw some unbelievable performances.
And Kevin Varno just passed Lunny at that turn. Lunny paused for about 2 seconds. Varno still accelerating. His motor is killing it. He right now is your overall leader. He is now in first place in the overall standings for the men's RX, followed by Kevin Som and then Corey Lunny. Anthony Vasquez tied for 4th with Dallas Oano. Casey Haynes finished in 8th at the end of his first WOD. Kenny, back to you.
Thank you, Matt. 1 year ago, Michelle Whistler came to the beach for the Super Steel Fit Championship, heavily favored. She dominated the qualifying rounds. She made a powerful showing here at Jinx and stood on the podium, taking 2nd place. What makes it more extraordinary is that most people don't know Michelle has struggled over the past 2 years with an endocrine disorder that she and her doctors still haven't figured out yet.
I wasn't feeling my normal self. I was having trouble sleeping. I became extremely weak and lethargic, and been to multiple doctors.
That has taken a toll on Michelle's body and her ability to prepare for competition. Just 3 weeks ago, when we asked Michelle about her health leading up to the championship, the unpredictability was apparent.
Every day is different, to be honest with you. You know, yesterday I couldn't work out. I was extremely lethargic, and I just wanted to go to bed. And today I was able to put in a good training session. So it's kind of just up in the air at this point.
Yet, there is no doubt what her goal is on the beach here at Jinx.
I think any trial or tribulation makes you work harder. That's what makes you a better person, makes you a better athlete. So I'm sure it's in the back of my head. You know, anybody wants first place.
2 minutes around Whistler and you will see she's cool, calm, and collected. She stays that way in the midst of competition, and we expect her to push for the title today.
Thank you, Kenny. The women's RX is up next. We'll talk to a true Jersey girl and hometown favorite when we return.
Guys, I'm standing here with Kristen Graham, the heavy favorite and hometown hero. Kristen, you got a hell of a day ahead of you. You got a ton of competition. How you feeling?
I'm excited. This is going to be awesome. Home team, fun in the sun. It's going to be great right on the beach. So
you saw some of the workouts. They released some of the workouts. How are you feeling those work to your advantage or disadvantage, or you're not looking forward to something?
Well, I'm like typically a smaller athlete, so the body weight kind of movements are definitely an advantage to me. I ranked 6th overall out of all the competitors, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Kristen, I wish you the best of luck in today's competition. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kenny. Let's take a look at WOD 1 of the women's RX division. We're off and going here, heat number 1 of the women's RX division. This WOD competitor starting out with a 250-meter soft sand weighted vest run. They will enter the area, go through 25 air squats, followed by a 25-meter farmer's carry with 2 25-pound weights, one on either side. Here comes Lauren Connor. She is the first one back into the area. She will begin the air squats before everyone else will. Michelle Whistler, her box, CrossFit Valley Forge, also now getting into the air squats. Lane number 4, Nicole Niedermeyer from CrossFit 201. She has begun the air squats. This is the top competitors in heat number 1. There are 2 heats in this bracket. All will be competing in WOD number 2, and then the top 20 after a cumulative tally will go on to heat number 3. The farmer's walk is up and going. Lauren Connor in first position right now. Again, every meter, every squat will be counted as part of the total score. Lauren Connor now into her second set of air squats. Michelle Whistler into her second set of air squats.
Functional fitness training has changed the landscape of the fitness economy. For the first time in history, the big chain gyms and the multi-million-dollar facilities are taking a big hit to the mom-and-pop garage boxes that charge 3 times the amount. This is the first time we're seeing this in any business. Gino Salvio, owner of CrossFit Salis, says that has a lot to do with information.
The education in terms of health and fitness that our culture knows is based on one sport, and it's actually bodybuilding. So all of the gyms that were erected revolved around that sport.
Previously, weightlifting had a cult following, and gyms produced massive member rolls of patrons who paid money for memberships that they never used.
With the power of the internet, really, sparked a lot of interest. Everyone's got an inner athlete in there. And I think that's why it's exploding across the world.
There are detractors to the sport, claiming that it's reckless and causes injuries, or that it's dangerous for those who are out of shape, non-athletes, or even the everyday mom.
In these workouts, they're short bursts, a lot of them are long, but short bursts of high intensity stress to the body. And you go through the same reactions, and that's what life is like. Like the mom getting out there shopping, she's got, the child screaming for whatever reason it is, causing a stress reaction from you. You've got physical things you need to deal with. You manage those things better just because you have been exposed to a higher level of intensity in a workout.
Functional training has also solved the age-old problem of time management. Christopher Walsh is a real estate agent and a father.
In the past, I would spend 2 hours at a traditional gym and typically not even come close to getting what I can get here in your typical WOD, which is about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes.
Gino Salvio shared that he is surprised by how many people he still encounters each week that have no idea about the sport. He thinks the sport will continue to grow as it gains exposure.
Lauren Connor right now, no signs of slowing down. Hasn't wavered. Dropped the weights. She's into another set of air squats. Gotta do 25, must break 90 degrees. Each lane with a judge keeping an eye on everything that these competitors are doing. Lanes 1, 2, and 3 about even right now. Lauren Connor, the top qualifier. We are inside of 1 minute to go in WOD number 1. Kenan Spolaccio in lane number 3. She's got a great rate of repetition going on right now, trying to get back into the mix with Connor and Whistler. 30 seconds to go here in this first heat of the women's RX division. Lauren Connor in CrossFit RX. She will pick up the weights, Heather, and try to get a couple extra meters tacked onto her score. Down now to 15 seconds. Look at Michelle Whistler pick up the pace and try and catch Connor. These two have done battle for the 6 minutes of this WOD. Connor drops the weight. Whistler right behind her. What a great competition in heat number 1 with a second heat to follow in the women's RX division. So after the first heat, as we expected, Lauren Connor and Michelle Whistler were in a tight battle in first and second place, but the second heat turned things upside down. A host of evenly matched athletes lined the lanes of Heat 2. Michelle Kasker, CrossFit Inspire, Kristen Graham, CrossFit Toms River, and Supermom Angela Salvio from CrossFit Salis were in positions 1 through 3, but it was a couple of gals from the middle of the pack who busted through the top spots and turned things on their head. Let's take a glimpse into Heat 2. 2/3 of the way through. Competitor number 218, Autumn Sachow. She is ahead of the field right now, well ahead of the field. And with just about a minute to go, Ivy Wimberly has edged ahead of Autumn Schatzow and stayed out front. Ivy was able to squeak out 2 more air squats than Autumn, and that gave her the heat. Not only that, but she beat out Lauren Connor too from heat number 1. So Ivy Wimberly from CrossFit Speakeasy is at the top of the leaderboard for the women's RX, followed by Lauren Connor, CrossFit RX, Autumn Schatzow, CrossFit Shrewsbury in 3rd place, and Michelle Whistler right there in 4th place. She finished just 2 meters behind Autumn. We'll be right back.
Whoa, seriously?
What's up with your neighbor?
I told him about getting my Scion, how their peer process saved me time, and how surprisingly easy it was to buy my car.
No way.
He's at the Scion website now,
Holy shit nuts.
building his car online.
Sound of the new car.
Confirmation email from the dealer.
Booyah! That is getting Zion.
His name is Todd.
His name is Todd.
That's what I'm talking about.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Have you ever been wondering where to go for dinner? At foodfan.com, you can search all the best spots by cuisine, location, features, and more. Looking for somewhere family-friendly, a romantic spot to bring a date? Foodfan.com has it all. Still not sure if foodfan.com lets you see foodie pics? Check out Mona's latest finds. Ready to eat? You can make reservations through OpenTable. Check out the mobile app for Apple and Android. Yum in my tummy! Foodfan.com.
This segment of the Super Steelfoot Championships is brought to you by NutriShop, Scion, and Jackie Boys Fitness. Because, yeah. So after 2 heats of the women's RX WOD 1, Ivy Wimberly from CrossFit Speakeasy surprises everyone, and she is in the #1 spot. Lauren Connor won her heat but came in second overall. Autumn Schatzow from CrossFit Shrewsbury is in third, followed by Michelle Whistler, CrossFit Valley Forge, and Candice Bellaccio in fifth place from Outerbridge CrossFit. Heather, back to you.
For the brave men and women of our armed services, one of their greatest challenges is returning home from overseas and a combat scenario to pick back up with a normal life. The Warrior Wellness Center is fighting here at home to help those servicemen and women do just that.
I'm John Irwin, owner of the Warrior Wellness Center. We're a nonprofit organization in Toms River focusing on training military and veterans. Our focus is to get these guys off the couch, reacclimate them back into society, help them recover physically, emotionally, mentally, and transition back into society more effectively.
One of the things we're so used to is a high-speed, aggressive lifestyle. It's how we trained, it's how we lived for so many years. And so when we get home, all of that stops.
We sit on the couch, we get stagnant, we forget about a purpose.
And we essentially hit a brick wall. Our bodies start shutting down, our minds start shutting down, we're no longer challenged.
We want to bring our vets in, give them that purpose again, give them that sense of commitment, that sense of responsibility. We took an oath when we put on our uniform to always protect and defend the guy to our left and our right. That commitment doesn't change when the uniform comes off, it has to continue. Currently, the statistic shows that there are 22 vets who commit suicide on a daily basis. That number is extremely too high.
The Jersey Shore is one of the densest population of veterans in the entire country. There's so many people who are not getting help, either because they're too proud to ask for it or they don't know where to look. And we really just want to get the word out and get this big enough so that they all have someplace to go. And that's why we're so happy to have Super Steelfit Championships getting involved with us. They've been a great supporter and a great partner, and they're really helping us get off the ground right now. If anyone is interested, they can check us out on the website, www.warriorwellnesscenter.com. There's a link on there. You can email both John and myself. Both of our emails are John or Greg at warriorwellnesscenter.com. So please feel free to outreach.
3, 2, 1, go!
Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over.
Special part of our competition today, this part of the Warrior Wellness Center with some of our armed forces military. The WOD, a 7-minute, as many rounds as possible. This all in honor of United States Marine Corps PFC Vincent Frisetto from Toms River, New Jersey. Frisetto, 21 years old when he was killed in action in Iraq in 2006, was riding in a vehicle struck by an enemy explosive device on September 7th, 2006. What you are watching right now is two teams split up, Alpha Team and Bravo Team. The buy-in, 21 air squats to recognize that Frisetto was 21 years old at the time of his passing. The workout of the day, 9 deadlifts for the month of September, 7 power cleans, for the day of which Frassetto was killed, and 6 kettlebell swings for the year in 2006. We've got members of the United States Army, we've got members of the Marine Corps, all taking place in this very special and in honor of U.S. Marine Corps PFC Vincent Frassetto of nearby Toms River, New Jersey.
We'll be right back.
Hey guys, what's up? I forgot my phone.
The Scion FRS makes everything epic. Scion, what moves you?
Unleash your natural energy with new Body Glove Surge. The first proven all-natural energy shot with the power of protein, green tea, and coconut. It's 200% more effective than 5-hour energy in raising energy levels, speeding reaction time, and increasing mental focus. Natural energy unleashed with new Body Glove Surge. Surge your workout, surge your day, surge your life.
Take a look at this Manhattan hotspot, friend of a farmer. At foodfan.com you can see reviews including the New York Times and people who have eaten there. Still not convinced? Foodfan.com even shows pictures of the most popular dishes. Not in the mood to go out? Online ordering is coming soon. If you have a restaurant, you should definitely get Foodfan. Foodfan.com. Become a fan.
This segment of the Super Steelfoot Championships is brought to you by Legends Body Sports, CrossFit Pottstown, and CrossFit Hoboken. So after the women's RX WOD 1, Ivy Wimberly from CrossFit Speakeasy surprises everyone, and she is in the #1 spot. Lauren Connor won her heat but came in second overall. Autumn Schatzow from CrossFit Shrewsbury is in third. In WOD 2 of the men's RX, Kevin Barno left no doubt as he swept the first 2 WODs, taking first place again. David Syverson won his heat over Anthony Vasquez to take second overall for the WOD, and Casey Haynes won his heat, taking third overall for the WOD. Anthony Vasquez came in second in his heat, finishing fourth overall. In the women's second WOD, Andrea Santiago, CrossFit Sayreville, put on a big performance and finished first, followed by Emma Zelaya, CrossFit Advance, and Claudia Vasquez, CrossFit Shrewsbury, and sister to Anthony and Juan, tied with Lauren Connor for the third place spot. Michelle Whistler tied Nicole Niemaya from CrossFit 201 for the next spot, keeping her close to the leaders with 2 top 5 finishes.
Joe Subia is from Bloomfield, New Jersey, and works at Aero Athletics. He is our head judge for the Super Steelfit Championships. Joe spent 11 years active duty in the United States Navy. He is a certified judge, coach, a level 1 trainer, and a gymnastics instructor in functional movement. He had a big hand in designing the WODs today and setting the standards for judging the competition.
3, 2, 1, time!
We were trying to find the best overall athlete, not just the strongest or the fastest, but who had the most skill, coordination, agility, speed, strength, endurance. We try to get all the aspects of fitness involved here.
Joe sees similarity between his military background and the functional movement community.
My motto is the mind controls the body, so we definitely know that people could push a little bit harder, whether it be a burpee, a push press, something like that.
And says that the movement in today's WOD brought that to life.
Definitely today with the beach, I was a big fan of the vests. I feel like it's not something that's impossible, but definitely pushes you hard. And those guys that are running and working with those vests is definitely near and dear to my heart, because it reminds me what it's like to work with a little bit heavier uniform on. All branches know what it's like to work a little bit harder, so it's nice to see something like that you definitely have to push mentally through.
Joe has poured countless hours into the Super Steelfit Championships. His team has put together the most comprehensive test of strength, endurance, speed, and mental toughness.
Number 2, Courtney
In the women's executive, Stella Ladeo won the first 2 WODs and finished second in the final. She takes the top spot of the day for the women's executive division. The women's scale division was a very tight race. Coretta Zodell, CrossFit Primeval, edges out Courtney Langen and Christine Anselmi, both of CrossFit Triple Threat. 1 point separated Courtney from a first-place win, and 2 points separated Christine from the top spot. The men's executive division was dominated by returning super steel fit athlete Justin LaSala from CrossFit Garwood. He was on fire all day long. He won the first WOD, came in second in WOD number 2, and finished out the day leaving no doubt winning the final WOD to become the super steel fit champion in the men's executive division. In the men's scale, 3 men turned in very tough performances, but it was Daniel Burnett, South Mountain CrossFit, who was the most consistent with a first place and 2 second place finishes. He wins the final, and he is your men's scaled super steel fit champion. Matthew Malone, Ramapo Valley CrossFit, and Nestor Bedoya from Morristown CrossFit both had first place finishes. They stood on the podium with Daniel. So that sets us up for the final WOD. Dallas Oano CrossFit Hoboken and Anthony Vasquez CrossFit Shrewsbury are both right there in position to chase. Corey Lunny CrossFit Shrewsbury is closest to him, but Kevin Varno has shown himself to be relentless, busting through the first 2 WODs and into the top spot. He has a comfortable lead. Casey Haynes, after his first WOD performance, has a bit of a challenge here. He sits in 5th position going into the final. A year ago, he sat in the 2nd spot and came from behind to win the final WOD and the Super Steel Fit Championship. Kenny, it's going to be awfully difficult for him to overcome this lead that Kevin Varno has. Kevin doesn't have to win, he just has to finish high enough to keep his lead in points. The women's WOD is shaped up to be quite a battle going into the final WOD. Lauren Connor and Michelle Wislow. We've talked about the 2 of them all day. Here they are, and it comes down to this. 1st and 2nd positions, Claudia Vasquez in lane 3. We'll be right back.
Whoa, seriously?
What's up with your neighbor?
I told him about getting my Scion, how their pure process saved me time, and how surprisingly easy it was to buy my car.
No way.
He's at the Scion website now,
Holy shit nuts.
building his car online.
Sound of a new car.
Confirmation email from the dealer.
Booyah! That is getting a Scion.
His name is Todd.
His name is Todd.
That's what I'm talking about.
Jackie Boys Fitness. Why get equipped by Jackie Boys? Because yeah. Custom rigs, specialty bar, bumper plate, kettlebells, rings, bungees, boxing gear. We have your everyday basics. Located in Doylestown, PA, we're close enough to help you out. We are your Steel Fit Championship equipment provider. So why get equipped by Jackie Boys? Because yeah.
This is no ordinary day. Come on and get away.
It's great family fun at Jenkinson's Boardwalk and Aquarium in Point Pleasant Beach. Ride, eat, splash, play, and bounce around the boardwalk for one low price. And there's tons of free fun, fireworks, movies, concerts, and much more. Go to jenkinsons.com.
Come on and get away.
And we are here now and underway for the Women's RX. This is the final heat to determine who walks home with the money. $2,000 on the line for first place. Second place will get $700. Third place will get $500. Wisla off and running here in the sand, pulling it along with one hand.
One hand again.
It's Connor who goes with the 2. They will go back to the push presses to see who can just edge forward a little bit. It is
Michelle,
Wisla right
already
now.
up, yes.
She is the one who is leading. She is from CrossFit Valley Forge. This competition looks like it might be coming all the way down to the wire. We are not yet at the midway point, and lanes 1 and 2 have become clearly our focus. She knows the only chance that she may have to win this competition is to finish first and hope that Connor makes a mistake.
All right, now it looks like Connor is taking hold of the sled with 2 hands, making her way back. She's more than halfway down the 25 meters, heading towards the post. And Wisla is still, oh my goodness, Wisla still has the kettlebells in her hand.
And wisely in that last pass, Connor, realizing that she was getting a little bit ahead, took her time walking down. There was no rush if you're already up and in first place.
She doesn't want to exhaust herself. And And Wisla has put her kettlebell down and is now grabbing hold of the sled, making her way back. She seemed a little bit discouraged. Just I don't know what happened. Maybe she had to do
I think there was an issue with the judges. They were really monitoring whether or not that elbow was locking out. And in doing so, Connor has opened up a huge, huge advantage. And again in lane number 5, that is Ivy Wimberly, who has picked up ground. But it's all about Lauren Connor right now with just seconds to go. 15 seconds. Connor with a win here in WOD number 3 from CrossFit ARX. She will be your overall champion and will not stop. One-handed sled drag to finish it up. And congratulations to Lauren Connor. She finishes first overall and takes home the top prize of $2,000. Ivy Wimberly finishes second. Andrea Santiago finishes third in the final WOD. Santiago and Michelle Wisla finished tied for third overall, but with a first place win in WOD 2. Andrea Santiago will take the tiebreaker, and she will be on the podium to accept the award for third place in the Women's RX. And we are back here on the sand in Point Pleasant Beach. This is the Super Steel Fit Championship, and we are in now to the final heat of the day. The men's RX winner of this one will come away with $2,000. Second place, $700. Third place, $500. It has been a one-man show up until this point. Kenny, it has been Kevin Varno. He has wins in WODs 1 and 2, and look at the start he is off to in lane number 1.
Matt, this is what we waited for all day. This is the big show. These are the big boys, and these are the big wins right here. You're going to see these guys move just a little more efficient and a little bit faster than we've seen everyone else who's competed today. Matt, this is very similar to what I remember seeing last year. There was another guy out of Sayreville winning the whole competition. And Casey Haynes last year came out and pulled through with the big win. This year, maybe he might repeat. Dropping the belt, and you can see it just fatiguing the hell out of their shoulders.
7-minute time frame here in this third and final WOD of the day. Kevin Varno, CrossFit Sayreville, comes into WOD number 3 with a commanding lead. He doesn't have to win this particular workout, but if he finishes anywhere 1, 2, 3, he knows he's going to be able to lock up that first place overall trophy and the $2,000 cash prize.
And like I said, Casey Haynes pulling out the big, coming out in front just like he did last year. This is his game. This is the game he likes to play. He's a workhorse, and he's doing just that.
Defending champion from a year ago. Lane 3, Anthony Vasquez. He was the top overall qualifier going into the day today. He is in lane 3 from CrossFit Shrewsbury. That is his box. He is looking good. It is Haynes, though, who is pulled away from the field.
You can start to see now every competitor here has all 3 plates on their sled. And this is where you're going to start to see it become a mental and physical breakdown.
Haynes is getting stronger as this 7-minute time frame goes on.
Yeah, he's really energizing. You can see it. I thought he was fatigued. He's really showing me up.
This is where you really start to see how people train. Do you train in this plane of motion? And obviously Casey Haynes is doing an incredible job of showing people where his strengths lie.
You know, he's used to being on the sand too. He was here last year. He powered through.
Exactly, and he knew how to prepare for it. This is last year's champion coming back, knowing somewhat what the game's going to be.
Absolutely.
Haynes wishing it was the same situation as last year, a winner-take-all WOD number 3, because right now he is putting on a clinic in front of the other 9 finalists.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's just like it almost seems as if he's using lighter weight than the rest of the guys because he's making it look that easy.
Varno in great shape to win the overall, but Haynes right now the story in WOD number 3, the defending champion, making sure that he will make a statement before this day is over. Casey Haynes with a tremendous performance. He wins the final WOD, but Kevin Varno will be your 2014 Super Steel Fit champion in the men's RX. Casey Haynes with a huge performance to come from 8th after the first WOD to finishing in 2nd on the podium today. Heather, back to you.
I'm here with Kevin Varno after the 3rd WOD. Kevin, how do you feel? You smoked the whole day, really ran clinics, but how was the 3rd WOD?
Third WOD had a lot of weaknesses. The kettlebell push press and the sled pull got me, so I'm satisfied, but I have a lot to work on.
How do you stay focused? What are you thinking about?
I have a list of goals and reasons why I do this stuff, whether it be just how I'm going to feel later or all the time that I spent leading up to it. I didn't want to waste it. So that keeps me pushing during the short watts.
Killed it today, and thank you so much for joining us, and I'll definitely see you next year.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's it from the Jersey Shore. The 2014 Super Steel Fit Champions have been crowned. I'm Matt Harmon. Kenny and Heather, back to you.
Thank you, Matt. I want to thank everybody at home for watching. I'm the New Jersey native Kenny Santucci, alongside.
I'm Heather Houseworth. It's great to be here, and thank you guys.
We'll see you next year.
This has been a presentation of the Liquid Image Production Group.